we go. And just in time, too.
Just in time. As the race has started, WeightyWords starting at Sanctuary. Gyardo is as well. If you haven't watched one of these races before, the first 10-15 minutes or so is mostly item gathering. The runners will need to complete the dungeons that they need to for all 7 crystals and beat Ganon. After that, we're going to see who can execute better. Looks like both of them are going to try and Houlihan.
Very nice start, especially if they don't see any readily accessible money.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that you see a lot in this format is that people will forget, because you usually don't have to think about like health or money or bombs, because you'll pick those up on the way as you're picking up chests. But in this format, you know where everything is, so you kind of have to factor that in.
Right, and so they're picking up bombs early. It looks like we're going to need a bunch of bombs in this seed, and none were easily available through anything like tree pulls or anything like that. That's information that the runners do get. They get to know what all the tree pull rewards are, what the bush crab gives out, even what you get for throwing a fish back in the lake, which I've seen sometimes be 8 bombs, which is makes routing very interesting. But this time we're heading over to Sarasa's hut, it looks like. Now we got some bombs.
Yeah, so Saha's hut's probably going to have something good, considering they're both coming here. Cape. Okay.
WeightyWords picks up the cape.
And apparently not wanting to dip Eastern yet.
And as you can tell from the tracker layouts, we know that the 3 pendant dungeons are Hera, Swamp Palace, and Turrock. So it'll be interesting. We'll see if they have to go in any of those dungeons for items.
Well, I mean, at least with this format, they know if they have to dip pendant dungeons.
We're in Kakariko now. Weity and Gyardo both picking up some items out of Blind's hut.
Apparently something in the bombable bag. Shield. Okay.
Shield's an interesting choice.
Glove. 300 rupees.
Gloves and money.
So it was just for those bombs. Because you need a bomb to get back there.
Right.
There's none really accessible in Kakariko.
Yeah, with nothing in Kakariko that's easy to get, and nothing around there. Having to farm some money up to get those bombs early is what our runners had to do. Either that or rely on RNG to get some of the 50-50s.
Ooh, Mire.
A mirror for both runners in the back of the well, and a few more bombs.
I can eat my words, and there's 3 bombs there. Why they didn't just do that, don't ask me.
Yeah, looks like we're going to go get a little drink in the tavern. Bombos. That's our medallion for Misery Mire. Back to Sanctuary. Probably heading to the back of Escape if they're coming here. Now they've done everything they want to in Kakariko.
Also, I think both of them got the Moon Pearl.
Yes.
Shoutouts to our tracker, literally Jen, doing a great job for us. So, very important job. Ooh, Kita Berna and the Titans Mitts.
Yeah.
And I missed
loaded back of Escape. Last chest was some more money. I guess describe everything. one of the things you can do in these spoiler logs is if you know where everything's at, you just grab all the chests if it's close and not worry about being so precise.
True.
Each chest grab is only about a half a second, so... We're heading back to Kakariko. Now they got the mitts and the moon pearl. We're headed to the Dark World.
Not exactly friendly routing.
No. 5 minutes in and we're in the Dark World, but only with bombs is an offensive item.
Yeah, that's, oof, that's not fun.
We're doing a Skullwoods dive.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, and green mail on 3 hearts.
Three heart green mail Skullwoods dive with no magic. Gyarados taking a death with this route. Weighty reevaluating things. Can't get past that that enemy there.
Weighty kind of reevaluating his life choices at the moment.
It looks like Weighty's off to Bumper Cave. Well, Gyarados has to get caught back up. There's a hammer on Bumper Cave. 1 heart, though. Weighty's going to have to be very careful about these Murderdactyls.
I would have tried to use the sign on the Murderdactyl.
Oh, he's getting some magic, so he can use either of the 2
smart.
safety items. Probably going to farm, maybe farm a little more up, maybe not. I was going to use the sign for one of them. There we go.
The other one's not going to bother him.
So after all that, Gyarados is kind of caught back up. He's only 1 screen away. I needed to farm magic anyways to use the cape too, so... Oh, another death for Gyarados. That is really unfortunate.
I mean, 3 heart green mail Dark World is not... And let it be known that Gyarados is no newbie. I have seen him just run with the top runners and be quite proficient.
Yeah, Gyarados came into this tournament as the 2nd seed. Weighty is navigating the Old Man Cave in the dark with just a hammer and a little bit of Cane of Burna on 1 heart. 1 misstep and this could be a death.
Honestly, outside of the dark room is more dangerous than in the dark room.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because now he's got to navigate a screen full of dead rocks and boulders. If he can get Old Man turned in, he'll have a safe spot. Oh no!
Oh.
Well, Gyarados making another attempt to get the hammer.
Oh.
Although, interestingly, because WeightyWords had the Old Man with him, his respawn point is inside the Old Man Cave.
Well, I guess that's one, Oh, no!
Gyarados hugging another Murderdactyl.
You know, this almost reminds me of Randomizer standard mode seeds. Like Oko Randomizer standard.
Yeah, this has been quite the opening few minutes here. Weighty finally does get the Old Man turned in. He'll have that respawn point available to him. And he'll need it. Another death.
So I'm guessing there's probably no readily available hearts.
It doesn't look like it. It looks like...
I commentated a standard Oko Randomizer that the one person finished in like 8 hours and the other person finished in 13 hours.
Oh, goodness. Alright, Weighty makes it up to the warp spot, heading up to He's got access to all of Light Death Mountain. Doesn't pick up a heart along in the circle of bushes, but should be okay. Be interested in seeing if he stops in Tower of Hera or just continues on. It's like Tower of Hera is a pendant. Don't stop it in there right now. Gyardo has finally navigated Bumper Cave. He's going to go get his hammer. Weighty reevaluating entering Paradox Cave from the top in the Moldorm Welcoming Committee.
Yeah, I'd probably be reevaluating that too. Also, you cannot use bombos without
a sword. No.
Plus, why would you in that room?
I think they may have been preparing for the Moldorm room up here.
I don't even think he had enough magic, even if he had a sword.
No, you need a quarter of a bar to use any of the medallions. Weighty evaluating his choices. I think if you just get past them, probably get off. All right.
Well,
hook shot.
That's the issue. How do you get back out?
Now he's got the hook shot.
True.
Also picked up a heart container, which appears to be pretty important in this early routing with only 3 hearts so far. Before that...
Yeah, this is just one of those seeds. You know about those seeds?
I do know about those seeds, and this has been quite an adventure so far. Hats off to both these runners for not letting all of these early deaths kind of get them off track. Weighty in the Super Bunny Cave now. Gets the block clip.
I don't care. Give me Aga and Ped seeds. Just don't give me 4-heart swordless seeds. Please.
Well, we're no longer swordless. We are no longer swordless. Weighty did pick up his first sword in the back of Super Bunny. Meanwhile, Gyardo is going to get hookshot now. Weighty is headed down to the South Shore. And heading to the Dark World on the south side of things. Now he's got the hammer.
You know, I kind of agree with Gyardo here. Just like picking up part pieces and stuff. Those will add up eventually.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially in the seed there. He's already died 3 times. And it's looking to be a very low heart seed to start off with. I think it's worth it to just pick up those heart pieces and pick up an extra heart container along the way through that. Weighty on his way to Stumpy.
We will see if we can get that fixed. Also, bow.
Stumpy having the bow for runners today. Doesn't look like our friend the blacksmith is getting saved.
Oh.
Weighty over to the C-shaped hut. That's a fire rod. Fire rod, very convenient location for that. That'll let him double up on both these dungeons. Looks like Weighty is checking or saving and quitting. Interesting. I don't know whether he thought he wasn't confident doing both those dungeons back to back on 4 hearts, or if he missed something.
I mean, would you be comfortable on 4-heart? green mail, fire sword, moth, and blind?
I wouldn't, but I'm not a top runner, so...
Maybe blind, but... Moth, green, mail, 4 heart, and fighter sword, or hammer. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no, thank you.
it's a big ask. It's definitely a big ask even for the best runners. Looks like Weighty is heading over to the pod area, while Gyarados heading over to get his bow.
I'll take a hard pass on that moth fight at the moment, though.
Well, looks like Weighty's making a detour to the pyramid. There must be something up here that is required. Some nice dodging of Moblin spears. And it's the powder. That's a long way to go for just a safety. But at this low life total, maybe he just wants to have that safety in the back of his pocket. As Weighty is now heading over to pod, well, Gyarados makes the save and quit play as well, deciding not to do the Thieves Town Skullwoods double.
Alright, we'll see what is in pod. Although really, it's a crystal dungeon, so...
Yeah, it's Crystal Dungeon. Don't have the lamp, but don't really need it. 4 hearts and green mail can make Tour Room kind of adventurous. Past that...
Oh, there's Fire Rod, though.
Oh, those are boots. Boots are good.
There goes.
Jelly's being a little uncooperative. Gyarados is now making his way into pod. Even after all those deaths, about 45 seconds behind right now.
Also, when are Jellies ever cooperative?
Never. Let's be honest, never. Pod is one of those dungeons that looks very, very different in spoiler log races than it does in a normal rando. Oftentimes you'll see very quick routes through here, but it looks like today we're going to need to go to the back.
This seed is certainly not friendly right now. Also, drop down key.
There's some smart routing there by Weighty to bonk his way back up to the ledge, grab the key there, and then go grab the big key out of the basement and Mire reset the dungeon.
Wait, what? Where was Powder?
Powder was on the pyramid.
Oh my.
Book of Medora. That gets us access into desert. That's everything we need to be sure we can clear desert. So.
And the ether tablet, and I think the bombos tablet. Well,
oh, they need a sword.
Too.
Still need another sword to collect those, unfortunately.
Yeah, but can check them at least.
Yep. Looks like Weighty has done everything he wants to do in Pod and is gonna finish things off here. The interesting part of the Pod run without that lamp. Silver's going to help with this Helmosaur fight as well. As fighter sword hammer.
Did Guru mean to Mire out there?
Probably,
or
I think.
Was he
I think
in the basement. He might have been in the basement. I thought he was on his way to the boss, and it's like, did he mean to?
No,
do that?
no. Gyarados was in the back. He was in the rupee room.
Okay.
Getting his Book of Medora. Weighty choosing not to light up the turtle room as of yet, and has kind of lost his way a little bit.
Yeah, they're allowed to keep the spoiler log throughout the race.
There, he finally gets the room lit up as all 6 turtles are in his grill. Clutch Fairy there, though. Weighty makes it through.
Something nice to know about the turtle room, if you ever really need to, bombos, or, well, all the medallions actually do kill them when they're on their bellies. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so. And Quake doesn't care, but we don't have Quake right now, obviously. Quake doesn't care if they're on their bellies or not.
It doesn't?
I think it turns them into hoppers, to the hopping enemies that Quake turns a lot of things into. Gyarados with a terrible death is going to be done with Pod for the time being. Whereas Weighty does finish off Helmosaur.
Bottle with green goo.
Bottle with green goo. That'll potentially be important.
Potentially important and a nice safety we have, especially for Mothula.
Yes. Weighty gonna do the double here. Finish off Eastern. Or do Eastern. I guess it's not dipped in there yet. Whereas Gyarados having to farm up more magic. I don't know if that was faster than grabbing the full magic in Kakariko, but here we are.
Wow.
Heart container. I'll put Weighty up to 5 hearts.
Very nice.
Yeah, 5 hearts is a pretty good break point in Green Mail. The only thing that does more than 4 hearts damage is Ganon himself.
So, yeah, Lamp is fairly far out of the way, though we may see it later.
Yep, hasn't been in the runner's plans at this point. Both these runners are very experienced.
Also, Gyarados might want to be careful. He's back to half a heart.
Yeah, this is...
Just make it inside and then take a death orb. Best way to go.
I think that would be my strategy as well here. Living on the edge.
Oh,
At least
gosh.
he's not even escort a monkey around this time.
I don't know how people do Oko. It's just like, no, never. You couldn't pay me to do that.
Gyarados choosing to do Eastern. A little bit safer dungeon, especially on a half a heart.
You know, actually, you got a point there, Jen, if he can make it to that room. But, going in here first. Ugh. Gyarados, please.
Oh, Gyarados takes a death. That's not the worst. It's fairly early in the dungeon. Weighty almost done with Eastern, and with Silver Arrows, Armos Knights are going to be a big joke. Stalfos trying to keep the dungeons on her.
I mean, usually Stalfos aren't that big of an issue, but when you're on, you know, one hit from death...
Yeah, anything's an issue at that point. Weighty missing the quick kill.
Not too big a deal.
Weighty's gonna have to spend some time at the archery game after this run. If only for my favorite NPC in the entire game, the Hammering Man.
Yeah, I actually learned how to do that because I've been playing some inverted seeds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's very important in inverted runs. It's like Weighty is done with Eastern area. He's got 2 crystals to Gyarados 0. And I would suspect that Weighty is heading back to the Dark World, back to Village of Outcasts.
Yep.
But first, looks like we're gonna do a little magic bat now we got this powder.
Ooh, I wonder what's gonna be on that. Also, for anybody who doesn't know my style of commentary, so for these, I generally check, you know, pedestal and the aggro requirement, if it is or not, the pendant dungeons, that kind of stuff, but I don't do a full sweep of the log.
That was the flippers for Weighty. So,
Ooh.
Big item in a very awkward location. Gyarados is getting trolled a bit led by the Igors in the Dark Room, but Gyarados on his way now to take out Armos Knights. I would suspect flip back at that point and clear out Pod, but we'll see.
So, I dare say that is a sure sign that he intends to go to Swamp. Because I am fairly certain WeightyWords knows how to fake flipper.
Yeah, looks like he's headed there right now as well. Swamp pendant dungeon, but clearly something is in there. It is the green pendant in this run, so there could be something on Shrossel as well. We don't know. Well, we do know, but you guys don't know.
Sora's Ledge without the flippers, if you have Moon Pearl and Boots, is pretty easy. Gotta be a little careful, but it's nothing too difficult to pull off.
Weighty hopping into Swamp as Gyarados is back into Pod, looking to finish that up now that he has 5 hearts and full magic once again.
Also, I forgot how miserable Swamp is with the fighter sword.
It's not good. These water Tektites are take 2 hits with the fighter sword and are just generally really annoying. And on Green Mail, they do a bunch of damage as well. This is not a great place to be if you're at low health and on Green Mail.
Yeah, Rick, I mean, you got boots. You can just dash through the Zoras. Got a sword. Also, that muscle memory, though.
We are 30 minutes in and we're still on Fighter Sword. What a seed.
Yep, what a seed. I mean, these runners start off in no mode, to be fair. Alright, and this will be the lamp.
Alright, Weighty choosing to grab the lamp. A little out of the way, but not too bad now that you have to... Now that he's in here. I doubt he's here just for the lamp.
Yeah, if you're gonna come in here anyway, might as well grab that. Especially with Mire being crystal, like, even if you're good at that, it's still kinda...
Especially at 5 hearts.
Exactly.
One misstep in the trap room, and it's you're heading back to the entrance to do Mire 2 again. Which no one wants to do it a second time.
And there goes Helmasaur. Possibly Cynic. Yeah, so I haven't looked at much of it either, Cynic. That's
a shovel.
How I've...
A shovel for WeightyWords.
Ooh,
this seed is just full of fetch quests, it looks like.
You wanna do a fetch quest?
Another heart for Weighty. Next going to be it. So, interesting, having to go all the way to the back of a swamp just for a shovel.
Something must be a dig spot.
Something's got to be there. Meanwhile, Gyarados has finished Pod and is now caught up on crystals.
Yeah,
looks like Gyarados is off to get powder now.
Ped's pretty well dead at this point, given that he just left Green Pendant Swamp.
Right.
And there's the Master Sword. Lamp was in the southern chest of Swamp.
Alright, we're off to Desert now. Looks like on Weighty's side. Putting that Book of Medora to good use.
Yeah, swords are really gross this seed.
And Gyarados is going to grab his flippers while Weighty enters Desert.
Also, another note for the chat, in case they do decide to opt to do this. The runners are allowed to come in here and interact with people while they're racing, since, you know, really the reason that rule's in place in the first place is because they don't want spoilers given, and since this is a spoiler log race, that kind of doesn't apply.
Yeah, Canis Samaria on Desert Ledge. Weighty grabs that and heads to the back of Desert. Yeah, the runners are allowed to watch each other's streams, interact in the speed gaming chat. Basically, it's like a race of any other non-randomized game where you can keep an eye on your opponent and know what you have to do and know kind of where you're at vis-a-vis them.
Yep.
Gyarados is now heading to Swamp. Oh, Weighty is finishing up Desert. with silver arrows and fire rod, land moles, as long as they're not too trolly, should be no problem for Weighty. Perfect one cycle.
Dang. WeightyWords just taking this seed down like a boss.
Yeah, he's was able to pick up a few minutes lead while Gyarados was kind of fighting Murderodactyls, getting that hammer, and has not relented. Between those deaths and the one death in Pod for Gyarados, that's where Gyarados kind of fallen behind in this seed. Yeah, still a long way to go, though.
And with these high-end of runners, you know, you really can't afford to lose 2-3 minutes even.
Nope. Looks like now that we've got 6 hearts and a Master Sword, now Weighty's gonna go and do the double. The Skullwood Thieves Town double.
Yeah, 6 hearts. I'm surprised they haven't gotten any mail upgrades yet, but you know, maybe it just feels comfortable with this. This is almost the
yeah, this is a little bit lower on hearts than the vanilla
NMG, yeah.
loadout.
I think high-end runners have like 7 hearts at this point, and if you grab the sync card, 8.
Yep.
Speaking of which, there's actually a new NMG any percent world record holder.
Indeed.
No longer does Zelda have the world record. It is now WQQQWRT.
So it looks like Gyarados skipped the heart in Swamp Basement and the flooded chests. Maybe feeling the pressure a little bit.
There we go. It's the sword.
Weighty with a pretty good dash through the hellway there. That's probably the scariest room at this loadout in Thieves Town. Picking up Ether must mean something is in Turok for these runners, which I'm sure made them groan as they reviewed the spoilers.
Yep, and Ether's being picked up, so I guess that would suggest that Turtle Rock probably needs dipped. So Poon Boy, it is the same as any regular open mode seed, but with a slight twist. The runners are given the spoiler log, and they're allowed to interact with the chats, they're allowed to come into streams and watch them, and yeah. They're given 15 minutes before the start of the race to evaluate the spoiler log, and they're allowed to keep it throughout, but any time post that is on them.
We're very close to a high 5 here in Thieves Town. As Weighty is just about out, heading up for the blind fight, while Gyarados is blowing up
I wouldn't count on it right yet, because blind on 4 hearts green mail is not an easy task.
It's not an easy task. Weighty does have plenty of safeties if he chooses to use them. He's got Cape and Cane of Burna. Doesn't need them now. Does run the scripted perfect fight.
Yeah, I think that was the perfect script.
And that is crystal number 4 for Weighty, while Gyarados is still on 2 crystals. Weighty choosing the save and quit here.
So I will say that 3 of the swords were locked behind Swamp Palace. You had to go to Swamp to get your second sword, basically, in some form or fashion.
Yeah, Weighty making his way back up Death Mountain.
So, one was on Sahasrara. I will say that since we likely won't see that this siege.
Yeah, I don't think either runner's going to go back and go kill Argus.
Which I'm kind of surprised they didn't get the green pendant, but I guess they're just going to go for the tempered sword.
Yeah, I don't think the extra minute and a half to get green pendant and turn it in is probably worth it here.
I mean, technically, tempered doesn't even save any time in the fire doesn't even save any time in the Ganon fight if you do it right.
Right, it does save some stress, and in a close race, every little bit of stress you don't have to worry about in terms of executing the perfect 1-in-1 with tempered sword helps.
Yeah. Also, I think Rick, that was pretty much a given to grab Ether.
Right, we are heading into Turtle Rock for Weighty. Nothing makes you feel better in a randomizer race than having to hop independent Turtle Rock. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I think that either it's a close by sword or it's the flute.
Yeah, flute is the only thing the runners need for go mode at this point. And I would suspect that if it's a sword, they would probably not be here. So.
Yeah, but if it's the choice between that or killing Argus and turning in green pendant or doing Master Sword Ganon, I think you would probably choose a close by sword in here. But probably not. It's probably Ether.
Really good cane dash strats from WeightyWords, not having to mirror out. Yeah. Head back to the entrance.
Using exactly all of his magic, too.
Gyarados heading up to Turtle Rock. He is opening the entrance right now. Weighty heading deeper and deeper into Turtle Rock. Whatever is needed for this run is... Oh, no!
Chain Chomp's hurt on Green Mail. Well, Chain Chomp's hurt in general, but they especially hurt on Green Mail. And
Gyarados makes the realization that he did not pick up Cane of Samaria, which is gonna make this trip a little bit for naught, and then also Mirror Bonks. Meanwhile, Weighty heading back to Chain Chomp room, still on one shot. Barely gets the invulnerability frames just in time.
Also, yeah, that's gonna hurt. I think reading the spoiler log, it was on Desert Ledge, Cane of Samaria.
Yep, that's where Gyarados heading right now. It's gonna be another 30 seconds at least before he can go grab that and then make his way back to Turtle Rock. Gyarados still has Desert to do, so this isn't the biggest mistake, but it is setting him further back in this race.
Also, is this better, chat?
Meanwhile, Weighty's still moving through Turtle Rock, heading all the way back to, looks like back to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, so whatever it is, either there's going to be an ice rod on Laser Bridge and it's going to be on Trinex, or the answer is Laser Bridge, like my friend always says. Answer's always Laser Bridge, except when it's not.
Interesting of Weighty to skip the refill there. The one shot with these lasers will kill him.
If he's really concerned, he can take the safety door, but he gets it. And there's his flute. And his go mode.
Right, Weighty is in go mode.
Though probably here shortly going to get his tempered sword.
It's like he is making his way over to West Death Mountain.
Oh my, yeah. Just Mire, please, yeah.
Just take a little love tap from Lionel. And over to Ether Tablet.
And
where would you want a sword? On a place that's locked behind two swords.
Yep, so like I said, with Ether Tablet requiring a second sword and two swords being one on Shovel, which was in the swamp, and one on Green Pendant, which was swamp, you had to go to swamp.
Yeah, swamp locked 3/4 of the swords in this seed. Weighty turning in his flute is going to head to Mire.
Also, actually, you were required to get that book, to go to Desert, to get the Samaria off the ledge to make it to the back of Turtle Rock.
Yep. Lot of backtracking and double dipping in this seed. Depending on the level risk runners wanted to take. I think there were a couple trips into Village of Outcasts. The Turtle Rock to get your flute after going to Desert to get the cane, now to head back. Weighty's got Skullwood still to do. So Weighty's going to do Skullwoods first, and then head to Mire.
I do seem to recall even Andy saying he was not comfortable with the torch room of Turtle Rock with the hovering strats.
Whereas Gyarados gets Tempered Sword and is headed into Turtle Rock to go get that flute.
Oh gosh, yeah, they're kind of making a good point. We have a race after this, and oh boy. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have time for interviews.
No, it's looking very close. I would say Weighty's probably another 15 minutes or so. Yeah, we're probably going to be bumping up on the Randomizer League match, Links to the Past Randomizer League, coming up on this. So we may not get Weighty or Gyarados in the booth after this race, but we will stick around for the conclusion.
You know, I remember a time back when chat used to adore people who hovered.
Weighty getting hugged by a Gyarados here. A Gibdo.
Getting hugged by a Gyarados?
Gibda. I mean... Three-heart Mothula on the green mail. This is not free in the slightest. But does manage to get it done. Meanwhile, Gyarados had forgotten Fire Rod Room in Turtle Rock and is now heading back there after going through Chain Chomps.
Sorry about that.
Weighty making his way into Mire.
Gyarados about to go get his flute.
Yep, Gyarados still working his way to the back of Turtle Rock to go grab that flute. Weighty is going to show us Mire 2.
Ooh,
Not
I
the
missed
clean,
the last.
not the cleanest, but plenty of time to play with. So as long as he doesn't take a shot from one of those wizard robes, I think that's a win in his book.
Yep.
And just to confirm, we will not have interviews for this race afterwards. We'll be heading over to the Links to the Past Randomizer League match as soon as one of these runners gets done.
And I mean, they're gonna be close, so I say just let them both finish out, honestly. Barring any severe mishaps. Gosh, you guys are making me hungry. Some of us haven't eaten yet today.
Yeah, it's still kind of early out here on the West Coast. Weighty picking up a nice little cheeky pick up there of the heart container, using the hook shot to grab that on the main bridge.
Well, I don't know about anybody else in chat, but I could go for some barbecue ribs.
Is there ever a bad time for barbecue?
Good point. Nice.
Gyarados has gotten his flute.
WeightyWords getting the spooky action glitch too.
Mm-hmm. Misses the first shot in this room. There, gets it the second time.
Gets it.
Plenty of magic. Shouldn't have any problems getting the last room.
Oh, what did he just... Oh, I guess you do it a third time?
Yeah, you have to do it in the last room because to switch the crystal back over to have those red blocks down so you can actually get to the boss.
That makes sense.
Weighty playing archery game number 2 here with Vidrius, and easy going.
Still needs to do Ice Palace, but that's very quick in go mode.
Gyarados off to Skull Woods to finish up that trip.
So, Crazed K9S, Gyarados took some very unfortunate deaths early on. And the red game, yeah.
Yeah, Gyarados had some problems getting the hammer, which was up on Bumper Ledge. Murderdactyls were very, very friendly to him. And
yeah,
then
3 heart grade male Murderdactyls are a thing.
And then Gyarados also took a very unfortunate death, and I think it was in the Turtle Room or the walkway to Helmasaur King in Palace of Darkness. It hasn't been his cleanest run. That said,
Hey,
WeightyWords has been
Arby.
executing very well in this race and has not let up at all.
To be fair, could you do any better? I know I couldn't.
I raced Gyarados last round, and the answer to that was no, I could not do any better. Gyarados having some magic issues, but does get a lucky drop to get all of those torches lit. Did he grab the green potion?
Yes.
Okay.
He had to. He beat Helmasaur.
That's right, it was on Helmasaur. Interesting why he didn't choose to use that there and instead went hunting for more magic drops.
Maybe you're just not thinking about it?
Yeah.
Or maybe wanting to save it for Ganon? Though.
That is a possibility as well.
We're
not seeing half magic in this. Although with Tempered Sword and Silvers, I don't think you really need a green pot for that fight.
No, but maybe the climb.
True.
Gyarados gonna be off to Ice Palace or Mire at this point.
It's like it's Ice Palace first for Gyarados. And that really highlights some of the decisions runners have to make in-game as opposed to just routing it out. Like, you have a safety when you choose to use it. How long are you going to hold on to it? How much time are you going to spend trying to recover from a bad situation to save your safeties?
Ooh, almost keeps him in the corner.
Weighty choosing to use his green pot here in the fight against Cold Stare. Nicely done.
Alright. Half a heart, but makes it.
And with that, WeightyWords has all 7 crystals and is on his way to Ganon's tower. Now, normally in Randomizer, you guess, we have our chat guess what chest the big key is going to be in, but there's not going to be many chests open in Ganon's tower. Instead, we're going to guess what location in Ganon's tower that big key is going to be at.
Indeed. I would guess, but I kind of already peeked at the spoiler log for that, so that wouldn't be fair.
Yeah, we do have advanced knowledge of where that's at, so we're not going to take a guess, but we invite you all in chat to do so. The sadists in chat all guessing tile room.
Yeah, that's usually my guess.
A love for Bob's torch. Tile room is not nearly the troll and spoiler as it is in a regular rando race, but you still don't want to have to sit there and wait for tiles to fly around.
You know, I kind of find it funny if Turtle Rock and Skull Woods weren't required in one of these seeds, and like a runner just completely blanked and the right side of GT had the big key.
Yeah, and it is possible with just the lamp. It does require a pretty precise bomb jump.
Yeah,
but
it would be pretty funny though, just someone
it would
being
be
like, "Oh, this is a thing, right? Time to learn on the fly."
Exactly. Gyarados, looking at this Cold Stare fight, can't take a hit from the eyes, but doesn't need to. Does get it done.
So now that we've seen this, I think it's fairly safe to assume we're not going to get either of the armor upgrades. One was in the iced tea room of Ice Palace, and the other was in the boomerang chest of the escape sequence.
Yeah, the front escape we were looking at as a possible consideration is it had armor and a heart container, but it was in boomerang chest and Zelda's chest, and that's a good couple of minutes taking to just get safeties. Both runners deciding they would rather not do that. As Weighty gets the big key out of Dark Magician room, the Stalfos room,
Yep,
and is headed to make the climb. Meanwhile, Gyardo making his trip into Misery Mire.
You know, actually, I kind of agree with Literally Jen. It might have been a good idea to grab that half magic. It was a Mimic Cave.
Yeah. That may have been a consideration, especially having to, or both runners choosing to route both Ice Palace and Skull Woods after grabbing the flute from Turtle Rock. Half magic would have made both those fights a fair bit safer.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I'm just looking at Gerdo, like, 5 hearts, green mail, does have Cape and Burn Up, but only single magic and 1 potion.
Yeah, I think that Gyardo has been in panic mode for a little bit in this race and is just trying to hope that he doesn't have to grab as many safeties as Weighty does. But at this point, Weighty going through the gauntlet now into room 2 of the gauntlet. Room 3 of the gauntlet, actually. Makes quick work of the first ice room. Hey, Stalfos is finally cooperating with us in this seed. Can't quite get the 1 cycle on Land Mode 2. Weighty did stop and pick up the fairy in the room before, which kind of makes getting the 1 cycle in this room a lot harder. Does get Land Mode cleaned up, though, finally.
Alright, I am getting confirmation that we are to cut after WeityWords finishes. Assuming he finishes first, because looking at these heart counts, that's, yeah, anything can happen on
Anything can happen. It's, nothing is free in spoiler log races. You're just always at such a low health total.
I mean, I can confirm we have not had any finishes in SRL at the moment. Well, actually, I guess this is a non-10 minute delay anyway. Never mind.
Yeah, we are live. Oh.
Oh no.
He does manage to get Blast Torch late.
Pulls it out.
Bad guy bubble there. Weighty on to his first dance with Moldor in this seed. Tower Hera was skipped. One thing that could have been interesting if the item locations had lined up a little bit differently. Tower Hera was a pendant, but Moldorm in Tower Hera had the mushroom, which could have led to a fake powder to get those flippers, but it was just easier to grab the real powder. Weighty on the Ag number 2 fight gets 2 shots in on the first cycle. And Gyarados is clipping into GT. We've got the forfeit in Speedruns Live. It's like Weighty's going to be our winner here. Gyarados showing off while Weighty finishes up. Weighty taking the drop down. I don't think I've seen that Ganon text before. Weighty quickly through phase 1. Takes a little fire bat bump.
Alright.
Whereas Gyarados did some shenanigans to get to the Triforce room. Did put in the forfeit in our Speedrun Live race room. So as long as WeightyWords doesn't have his console explode, he will be our winner today.
Please don't say that. I have seen a hard luck console before.
Weighty with his first shot in on phase 4. Does not get the torch glitch, but should have enough magic to deal with this situation. Also has pot, so it's going to be easy going here. And that'll do it.
GG.
Let's get those GGs out for WeightyWords. WeightyWords finishes things off with a official SRL time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 36 seconds. And with the 15-minute buffer, that gives him a time of 1:07:36 for the seed.
Yep. Alright, and with that, we need to wrap things up because our next race is starting in 7 minutes.
Yep, we've got the link to the past Randomizer League. So stick around for that. Give your GGs out to WeightyWords and Gyarados. Let's give a big shout out to our tracker as well, literally Jen.
Indeed, and my co-commentator James FNX.
Yep, thanks for the for joining me, Math Girl. It's a lot of fun.
Was indeed. Alright, everybody, enjoy the league race.